Boom. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review, or TRI's Crypto Countdown, or TRI's Crypto's Top 100 Cool Dude Shows. I don't know what we call this, but it's a couple hours of fun that we have here midweek. I don't even know if there's even going to be anybody watching. I think we do it as a public broadcast, though. So I think the Twitter people will see this. Actually, I would show you the camera look, but Nick, one of our members tonight, is actually in, I guess, non-camera mode. So we only have one camera, and unfortunately Ben's not with us tonight. So Derek's here, but Nick is also here too, but he's here in audio, so no camera tonight. But I will show you my camera. There we are, full on degen. I've got the little old ladies behind me backing me up. So thank you, ladies, keeping me honest in the market. And hopefully we'll have, I guess there's the camera. Hi, everybody. Hopefully we'll have fun talking a little crypto here tonight. Let's see what we're showing there over in the YouTube. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a little sort of heads up. Hello. Might as well start with some hellos. My apologies if I started that off a little weird, but I think every episode are kind of weird. So why don't we go bottom to top? Derek, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing well. Had a nice day off of work and getting ready for Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow. So everything's going well.
Are you traveling? Or are you staying local for your Thanksgiving holiday?
No, we're staying local. Most of my family is local, and so about 20-minute drive.
All right.
Go over there tomorrow, hang out for a little while, and come back.
Right on. That's cool. So kids get to see grandparents and stuff like that?
Yeah, grandparents and cousins and that type of thing. They'll probably be running around tearing stuff up.
All right. Great. Good memories. Good memories.
Yeah.
So that's cool to hear, and I suppose doing the very U.S. Thanksgiving thing. Nick is reporting in. Nick's reporting in, I think, from a bunker, though. Is that, if I'm not mistaken, is that correct, sir?
Yeah, I'm in a basement in Minnesota.
All right, that's living the crypto dream if I ever heard it.
Yeah, but it's not my mom's basement. So.
Yeah, we figured that earlier, and I made specific reference to that. It's the brother's basement, right?
Yep, it's my brother's for a week until we get into our place.
That's cool. But hey, if I'm not mistaken, I think you're building a house or something, aren't you?
We are, yeah. So we're essentially renting a place for 5 months while the house is building. So we'll be in that place this Saturday, and then I don't know, sometime in April or May, whenever it's done, we'll get into the actual house.
So don't feel too badly for Nick. I'm sure he'll
never feel bad for me.
Besides, he's got his Bible that he has to read. How far through the Bible are you? Or I don't know whether we should really call it that. That's a bit. Mind you, Mr. Gann might actually like the Bible reference. He was pretty religious. But how far are you through that mega book on Mr. Gann?
I got like 35 pages in, and then she said to go read 2 other books first.
Uh-oh.
And so I finished one of those. It was a kind of an advanced Fibonacci analysis book. And then there's one on Elliott waves that she wanted me to get through before I go back to it.
Good heavens. All right. Wow. You bought hook, line, and sinker. Good for you.
I'm the one thing about me that's a negative for trading is I sometimes get too far down like the theory and information rabbit hole, and I'm not doing as much practical practice. But it'll just take me longer to fully vet all my setups and be betting real money having real money on the line.
Yeah, it's I think what has to happen is you have to hit sort of actually, on the website I was using the analogy of learning how to ride a bicycle. I think that's very, very similar. So before you know how to ride a bicycle, you don't know, and I don't know whether you guys can remember that time in your life, but you didn't have balance, and if somebody said go ride the bike, you couldn't do it. You just fall over. But I myself, I told the site the other day in the Daily Brief video, or some video, I don't know. I just sat there one day and said, by the end of today, I'm going to ride a bicycle. And I just went up and down the alleyway in my parents' back thing until eventually I got that whole balance thing, and then away you go. And then, once you know how to ride a bicycle, I mean, maybe you don't ride it 5-10 years, but you can still, it doesn't take too long to get back up and running and riding around again. So I actually consider trading and learning the skill of trading to be very, very similar to that skill. So, yeah, I think at some point you will just, like the people that know how to trade, what ends up happening is one day you just wake up and you go, well, I know how to trade. And you're going down your own very unique process. And that's what I also like about the whole process of learning how to trade. Everybody is unique. So anyway, super cool. Great for the reporting in. Derek, how are options trading of these days? Did you like the conversation about convertible debentures today? I thought that was pretty slick, eh?
Yeah, I like that conversation. I probably need to understand it a little bit better and get the data. I know that our classmate was it Joe.
Yeah.
Got the good data, and so
is that Paul G? And then there was a guy on my Twitter feed who was Paul J, and I got them mixed up.
Sorry, it wasn't Joe. Paul. Yeah, Paul. Had
yeah,
some good
that was a cool list. That was a lot of fun looking at those. Anyway, that was something I haven't shown the students before, so that was a special treat, seeing convertible debentures. We haven't really done that before. So anyway, then I guess I interrupted you. My apologies. How are you enjoying the adventure down derivatives land?
Oh no, it actually kind of makes some sense now, so it's good. Like
That's
I never
cool.
really understood kind of what they were and that type of thing, but now actually kind of seeing them and digging through the data and they make a lot more sense. And I can see the value in sort of trading them. So
Right on.
I think I want to add them to my plan. I just need to sort of get a real good better handle on them and start coming to the SOFs and that type of thing to get an idea of some good ideas and hopefully bring some ideas as well. So
Hey, always welcome. I originally said years ago I actually started this website to do nothing more than just build a research army, so you guys can actually do all the work, and I just sit there and yeah, okay, I like that idea. Yep, that one's good. I'll buy that one. Yeah, no, don't like that idea. But so.
no, it's not. That's actually pretty good. And from somebody that's just getting started, it's good to sort of be able to vet those through people and kind of get an idea if you're even thinking about it right, or you get it's almost instant feedback. So it's okay. It's very good.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really did not expect this school to become as much of an entrenched sort of institution on this interneting as it has, but I think it sets you guys up pretty well. It's a good, robust program. So, speaking of robust, crypto sure seems like it's becoming quite entrenched in our society, eh? I don't think it's going anywhere. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see your guys' perspective. Do you see people on the ground in downtown? Are you close to Annapolis? I don't know where you are.
Yeah, I'm close to Annapolis. So
yeah. Like, does anybody in sort of real world talk crypto at all?
I don't see it.
Actually, what am I showing on the screen? I don't really
see it or really hear about it yet. Not like I'm not expecting at this point to make. Oh, you know what? I actually did. I take that back. In the shopping center, not too far away, there's actually there was some sign about Bitcoin. Or it might have been a Bitcoin ATM. It was a Bitcoin ATM because I remember mentioning to my wife when we were walking by. I was telling her kind of what it was and that type of thing. And there was a sticker on a window into a store that said they had a Bitcoin ATM there. So maybe slowly starting to creep out.
How about you, Nick? Any the good people in Minnesota? Do they have any interest in crypto at all?
Man, you think I talk to people?
When you're let out of the basement.
I mean, I don't think all that many people are talking mainstream about it. Like I've got some friends online that I chat with who've kind of been going in and out of crypto this year, and they're starting to get back in now. But I think as a whole, not too many retail or like normal people are talking about it.
Yeah, I mean the irony of it all is I see some people making references to certain milestones being reached and stuff, and they're building out of their communities and their cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. And I actually think that we could still go another tenfold increase from these levels. And we're just, we're not even really part of the mainstream conversation in America. Probably at the end of this growth cycle, that's probably everybody's going to be cryptoing, if that is a word. Is that actually that'd be interesting if that actually becomes a word in our vernacular, cryptoing, to crypto. How do you define that? To crypto, is that a verb? All right. To get, I know we all know China, so we don't want to get China.
Yeah, you don't want to get China for sure.
Right. Actually, I think Jamie Dimon got. I can't say that. Joey Dimon, beg your pardon. Joey Dimon got China'd last night, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so. Somebody did ask for I guess first and foremost we should check out our leaderboard and see who was on, who was off. Looks like we came off about, what is that, about 5% or so. So Brian was a big unchanged. Derek was negative and Ben was unchanged. So it looks like Derek was the winner here last week. And of course Nick was MIA. Nick asked me earlier why he didn't hear my mail-in ballot of his of a -1. So I guess I don't know. I didn't hear the request, but nonetheless, this is more for fun. But if you want to change your vote to -1, Nick, because you were negative, that's totally fine by me.
Nah, it's all good.
I guess what I would just say here is, Kratz, hats off to Derek. Looks like we were a bit softer and on balance. I'm not even quite sure what our threshold of -1, +1, -2, +1, what they are. If it's underneath 5%, and is that still considered unchanged considering how volatile Bitcoin is? We should probably have like a Bitcoin volatility index, and then maybe what we do is we do like standard deviations off of price based on the volatility index. I don't know, something. Anyway, hats off to Derek, the big winner. Way to go, Derek, you market forecaster, you.
All right.
And if anything, this image right here just goes to show, number one, pretty diverse look. We can have like a whole bunch of people all at a website, but you can clearly see we have very different opinions even on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And I don't think anybody was actually, we haven't kept track, but it'd be really interesting to see who's like got the highest correlation to actually what happened. I don't think I would. I'm not saying I'd toot my own horn. Just be interesting to see. So kind of fun, and just more like edutainment, I suppose, that more than anything else. Why don't we at the end of tonight's show come back with our big forecasts again, and Nick at least will give a vote. I don't know. Did we get a vote from Ben? Maybe what we should do is place our votes in the little chat room that we have there. Our little. What do we call this thing? Crypto review room. Maybe we should, Ben, if you're watching this later on, maybe put your vote in there, and then that way somebody can plunk it into the spreadsheet. Anyway, let's. Somebody did ask me to look at a name in particular, and I suppose One thing I did want to mention, and I think, this is something right down your alley, Nick, and I suppose Derek too, and really a lot of probably our next generation of crypto here, is somebody on the site shared this DEX Screener here. And I was really impressed in how it had all of these different, these were all the decentralized exchanges, right? I don't know. I think I mentioned this to you, Nick, and you were kind of like, "Oh, yeah, that is kind of cool." So I don't know. Did you have a chance to look at this?
Nah, I've been still kind of in the not having any free time with moving, but
Okay.
yeah, it looks like you kind of pick your chain on the left. So you got Ethereum, Binance,
Yeah,
Polygon, Avalanche, and then you've got all your dexes on the top there for each. So all of those at the top, those are Polygon dexes that you can click on, or you can just click on any one of those pairs and it'll bring up like a trading view type chart for it.
Yeah, so and this is something that, probably it took me, what is this, 22 weeks to figure out. But, this was the whole point of doing this, is because I had to get my head wrapped around this crap. Crap's not the right word. I have to get my head wrapped around this one technology. If my government says, Brian, you are not allowed to have an account on Binance anymore, and yet I see on Binance chain, and I don't know if that's right, and PancakeSwap, that's Binance chain PancakeSwap, right? I could technically go and buy BNB. This is what's his face is CZ's basically his site's currency, right? BNB. I could go and buy this through the Binance Smart Chain on PancakeSwap, whatever, and I wouldn't be breaking the Ontario Securities Exchange laws, would I? Because I wouldn't be dealing on Binance anymore.
You'd have to look at that, because I know in the U.S. we are not allowed to be on BSC at all.
So these are exchanges.
So on the left, those are blockchains. So BSC is the Binance Smart Chain.
Right.
But assuming you're using, let's say, PancakeSwap, right? Then and you're doing that trade, then technically you're not using.
But you're on Binance Smart Chain. And in
Could
the
you
US,
go
Ethereum
PancakeSwap or
Really?
Ethereum SushiSwap? Isn't SushiSwap Bitcoin or what's his face? CZ? Sushi?
As far as I know, Sushi started on Ethereum, but I was not in crypto last year.
Anyway, I guess the point I was trying to make is if somebody let's say I wanted to buy Danny's really hot, and I want to buy time, and I don't really have to care about the exchanges anymore, do I?
In my opinion, no.
If you want to buy time, you need to be on Avalanche anyway. You're not on any centralized exchange.
So where's Avalanche on here?
It's a couple below Ethereum there. It's in the middle.
There, Avalanche. So do I go to Avalanche website and sign up and download their software or something?
No, so you just go to, actually, that first one on the list there. It's Trader Joe is the main DEX. Well, Pangolin and Trader Joe are fairly close.
Up here.
Last time I checked. But yeah, Trader Joe is where I do most of my trading on Avalanche, and that's like a PancakeSwap or a Uniswap or a SushiSwap.
So this is the exchange?
The exchanges are right up there. Those are the decentralized exchanges, yes.
So you go to Trader Joe website?
Yeah, it's like traderjoe.xyz or something. But don't type that in. Anyone who wants to find a DEX, go to CoinGecko, look up the DEX, or go to CoinMarketCap, look up the DEX, and then click a link. Do not type something in, because there's a lot of fake addresses that try to scam you.
Good thing this is nice and easy.
Wait. How about this? On the top right of the page, there's a Trader Joe with a little button.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Try clicking that. Yeah, so that is actually that. I double check, but that looks like that's Trader Joe's.
Well, I guess
One
you're
stop
kind of also assuming this site is legit. I mean, 100% all
Trader
too, so.
Joe YZ.com.
XYZ.com. Yeah, that's the correct one.
Oh.
So yeah, so if I do anything on Avalanche, this is where I do it.
Fascinating. Yeah, and I suppose, like, would Luna be on here? Like, Sjord's doing the Luna thing. Doesn't look like it's on here.
It doesn't look like they have anything Luna related. It doesn't look like they have Solana. So there are a couple pretty big gaps. It looks like this might, for the most part, be Ethereum virtual machine chains, so like EVM chains, or EVM compatible chains. Where like Solana and Cosmos and Luna, those are all, but they're not really compatible with Ethereum the way that they're built. It takes a lot more work to talk between them.
Fascinating. Well, I don't know whether I learned anything tonight or I was more confused, but it sure is a cool website. I'll sure say that much. I got, it's kind of funny, I got Sjord is Mr. Luna Man for TRI. And of course, Julian's in there doing the NFT thing. And I think he's figured out the... Did you guys participate in their? I think it was the deviants. Did you guys do any of that deviant stuff? I remember. I think Julian had a presentation on the site the other day.
Yeah, I participated in that.
Right on. Well, that's cool. So that's all about the Luna and the playing card game on the Luna, right? Is that what's called? Deviants? I should probably know what that is.
Yeah, Deviants factions. It's more of like I guess an earn to play or play to earn game.
And I
got
got
they're making good progress. They have, I mean, they the other day they announced, I guess, how they're gonna, I guess, reward players and that type of stuff. And I mean, it sounded interesting. I mean, I know kind of the future seems to be, even outside of blockchain, seems to be like gaming, right? Gaming, and I mean, you got people watching tournaments and all this crazy stuff now. Well, not to say crazy, but it's different than
esports.
Esports. Yeah, esports is huge. I mean, so it's definitely in line with the way that things are going. So it seems like a decent thing, especially if they can, I guess, deliver on what they're sort of promising.
Cool.
That remains to be seen.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Julian, or I think Sjord. He's what's so cool is watching Sjord sort of walk us through the whole Luna ecosystem. I mean, it's quite remarkable how robust that ecosystem is. I suppose each and every one of these are the same sort of thing. Are each of one of these the same thing as Luna? Or each of these are the same thing as Luna?
It'd be more like the ones on the left. It'd be
ones
more
on
like
the
the ones
left.
on the left. Yeah.
All right, cool, okay. Thank you for a little bit of educate. Maybe every week you guys can educate me a little bit more on DeFi. The old man up to speed. As you can see, I tried to download a bunch of lots. There's my Terra station, but I got as far as that, and I never got any further, which kind of sucks. But anyway, you can see Liam Luna. I tried to set up a wallet for Liam. We've got our contribution wallet. I love this for, oh no, that's I think it's this one. Our contribution, there it is. This is our contribution wallet for our show here tonight. So you guys contributed $129. Thank you very much. I appreciate the generosity. This will go towards our mana fund to try and build a thing in mana. What's so funny is there's a guy who built this chicken racing NFT site, and he said he built me one, but he needed my wallet address, and then he said he needed like my secret key or something to it, and I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. I tried to build these, get these things up and running, but I haven't seen them on the site for the past few days.
Well, if you ask you for your secret key, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it doesn't make sense because I'm not really that good at this stuff. So
you only ever give away your public key.
Public key, maybe that's what he asked for, not a secret.
Yeah, that's basically your address is your public key. Your private key is what what controls your funds in your wallet. So
yeah,
give away your private key, you're giving away all your funds.
You probably don't. Well, and like I'm not so good at this stuff, so I don't really keep a lot of money on these kind of things. As you can see, I'd actually be scared shitless to put stuff on here. So I would probably give him that address. Maybe he puts it on there. But anyway, it just goes to show, man, I am dumb as a dumb. I'm so stupid. So, but anyway, we'll see how it goes, and wish me luck. Maybe I'll have a chicken running around the internet with my face on it. You guys will all love me. Okay, so I thought it was just interesting to see this. Danny, of course, is like the man now in internet land, isn't he? I guess this is the time. This is his thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's very popular in like the degenerate DeFi space right now. I'll say that much at least.
Well, you saw my picture, so actually it probably fits in pretty well. I like a pretty degen these days.
Trader Joe hasn't had time since its inception. I think it started beginning of August maybe. So, but yeah, that's what it's been since for about the last month at least.
Oh, so what's a better place to look at this? Did I not look at the right one?
I think they might have had it on Pangolin first.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm trying to remember where I actually got it initially.
It looks like you can type up to your top left where it says search. I think you can actually type in coins there too.
Search up here.
I think you can, yeah.
And also too, his spell is like really popular right now, eh? So, but I guess then this is where you can see a whole bunch of different ones. Is there anyone in particular that we should be looking at? Somebody's blinging me. Bling, bling, bling.
So it looks like if you want to look at it on a pangolin, I guess that's the...
That first one is the one that has the most volume. I just don't know if the history goes back far enough.
No.
Yeah. It looks
6
like
to 1 half dozen the other. I mean, all I just wanted to do was... I think this came out relatively recent, didn't it?
It's about 3 months now.
Yeah. All right, anyway. And then also Spell, right? Isn't that another one of his things?
Yep. That one's coming back down into a reload zone territory here.
What's that look like? Ooh, hello, W's. Do like a daily chart? Oh, well, you got some work to do. Looks like somebody's unloading. So this is a really good, and I hate to do this, right? This isn't going to make me very popular on the interneting. But, volume impetus, right, from level 1. So you can see, oh, look at me. And, the easiest way to do this is, first off, let's make sure. Color bars based on previous close. And then we just sort of like look at the bulls to start off with. Because that's what we're here to do, right? Is talk TA, I think. So you can see this candle. Look how strong I am. I mean, man, am I a bull? Look at me go. Then you notice that yes, price does continue working higher, but hey, there's something wrong here. You see that? I mean, this is the whole volume impetus concept in a nutshell. So I hope you guys can understand this.
Yep, and then if you pop on the red, you actually do have some sell volume coming in once the bulls fall asleep. And
yeah, well, yeah, what's concerning, and this is what, I saw that and I went, uh-oh, is, you can see, I suppose if we continue that thought, right? So 3 lower highs, uh-oh, right? And you can kind of see, actually I might even, be like, here. But anyway, you can kind of see the So when you start to see volume lower than that level, and especially on like a consistent basis, that's not a good sign. So the bulls, like you said, they're falling asleep. And then at the same time, you look at the flip side of the equation. Put the bulls asleep. Let's see what the bears are doing. Uh-oh. So we said that the bulls were wide awake, rah, but the bears also were kind of like, we're here too. You can see kind of flounder. But this is what concerns me. Look at this. Up. Right? Let's try that again. Up. Higher. Higher. That's not a good sign. So clearly the bears are wide awake here. You need this to trail off and sort of go back to sleep, you. So as long as we keep seeing those higher bars like that, that's not a good sign. Boo, it says boo. But at the same time, too, I mean, what's healthy? So, and this is one thing I don't like about the cryptoverse is, it's the exact same thing that happened with Alan back in the spring there, is that people come to the market very late, and it's everything that we try and teach you guys, like don't chase, right? And, the shills and the bulls, as we're going through this phase right through here, we keep making higher highs in price, but things like indicators are total divergence. So, and they start going, well, you know what? Indicators don't matter. Location doesn't matter. Just keep buying, and as long as it keeps making new highs, just keep buying. And unfortunately, I mean, especially here, nasty M too, right? Because basically what this did, and Bitcoin did this in 2017, 2018, went zipping up to 20 Gs, but then it came down just as hard to 13 Gs. Then we rallied up like $1,000, or maybe not even. I think this was like 10,000. Then we rallied back to like 12,000, nowhere near that 20, and then we just crapped out and just kept going down. So everybody watching all this, they're absolutely awestruck and they're frozen. And then, by the time you actually get your sell signal, price is actually way down here, and they go, oh, price, look how far away I am. I'm selling from this peak. And they just end up not selling. Well, it happened to me. To a certain degree, I did that last cycle peak. So take it as one trader from another. This is very typical. So to see the bull, what you really need to see are these green bars to actually start making like this kind of pattern, right? And the big buy signal is that right there, where that green bar breaks out through the top there. Wow, look at me and look at it go. Woohoo! So I would, the good part about this is some point we will clean ourselves up. I suppose this is the one thing I like about using TradingView is it remembers all my settings. One thing I don't like about these things is you have to go and reset every single one. Of course, that's drawn backwards, and it's going to drive you nuts. So I remember that. That's one thing I don't like about this. So I'm a bit spoiled by TradingView as they save all my settings. So something along those lines. Those are generally the fibs that I like to follow. Probably 88.6 plus a good old WD gain level. So, ironically enough, I can actually start entertaining the idea of buying this asset down in that box down there. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, when I see assets do this, usually it means they have to come like all the way right back down to 88.6, which sucks. So where the hell's that? Yeah, that makes sense. Because that's, we say look left. Remember I don't know whether you guys watched the Daily Brief today. I was doing that today with the people. But notice how this is all open air here, right? So if we start crapping out through these lows and you look left, the next key support line is really down in here. So, and that's that 88.6. So I don't know what this is going to look like. Got a funny feeling just eyeballing this. This is a shoulder, this is a head, and maybe there's going to be a shoulder here, and this is going to turn into some sort of neckline, right, along there. This might go like that, and then start to work its way up, and it never comes back. Well, it's possible. Statistically, the good part about it is this is 50% of this range. And probably if we look at this, I don't know whether we can do this on a candle or not here. Let's see, does it work? Open, high, low, close. Oh, here we are. I missed this. Oh boy, what a mess. There we go. Okay, so something along those lines. Yeah, there's the regular price action. I guess we can go a little bit higher. There's your reload zone. That tail probably needs to be eaten. Notice, look at that. Nice corresponding tail. Yeah, so if anything, you can really see the head and shoulders here now. So this is like a traffic area right here. And this should be a corresponding traffic area here. And this is literally straight up, straight down. Can you kind of see the fractal? And I suppose the easy way to see it is boom, 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 something like that. So I can draw some pretty pictures pretty quickly, eh? Trying to go fast. There, so something like that. So, do you still believe in Danny? You know, I don't know whether this moving is even related. This is on Sushi Swap.
Sushi has a lot of the volume.
All right. So they're on Avalanche and Ethereum, and
They're
Ethereum,
on Avalanche, Ethereum, Phantom. They're building
so
on
they're
Solana,
on a bunch of these,
Luna.
super
Yeah,
cool.
they're on a bunch.
Okay, so anyway, the point being, and really, you know, the best way to look at this is actually to change this to a log scale. That's really what's going on. So, you know, this is all about Danny building out his network, right? So, if this is the case, which I think it is, I could be mistaken, but I think this is all just about him building out his network. Sorry, something like that. So we're going to have some sort of, you know, like I like the idea of it just going sideways in here, and there's going to be some sort of apex event that happens here in the next week or so. Now, if anything, you know, now, you know, we've finished this bar, so now you could actually argue that there's a top in the bear. There's a top in the bear. It's good to see that we did not break this high in the bear. So now if we get a whole bunch of red bars, then we get another one that's lower than that one. Then you get a red bar that's lower than this low here. Then that'll mean that the bears have fallen asleep. So I could see all of this developing through this window here to set up the next leg higher. That's the way I would look at it. Probably also, too, you could go boom, boom. I'd want to go off of there, but actually, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll go there, and we'll go there. Oh, because this is log, isn't it? What a mess. All right. Well, I was kind of hoping that would work. Anyway, just really simply on that channel, I kind of like the idea of, well, we'll do this one here. Can't really project. It might be interesting to see if there are other sites. Probably something along those lines, using the midpoint as the top, so then that paints that objective high. Whoops. So start, yeah, so you can actually see how that is acting as resistance. See if we can continue that up. Alright, that's not bad. So you can see if we go like so and like so. So boom, boom. I think that's an important pivot, boom there. I think your shoulder is whatever this dotted trend line is on the way back up. Then, I don't know how we can do this. It's kind of messy. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay, so you got this crazy ass low down here. I think that definitely defines your range here. So clearly there's a bunch of interest off of this level, and it's probably, you know, like this pivot candle right there. That's actually the you know, like I talk about institutional fingerprints, where they where somebody clearly came in here. This could have been a pivot top. They turned it into a doji. And now whatever this is, this actually defines the bottom end of our trading range right now. So we come into this level right here. Probably, you've heard me talk about candle body lows as trade location. You got a high, a close there, and then a low. That level is pretty damn important. And interesting how we slammed into that there, and then we're rejected, slammed into it again, and rejected. So clearly, this is some sort of massive pivot, that level right there. And then, if we do sort of reload zones going back up, really, I don't think there's really a trade here unless you're doing like FTX and all those kind of leverage sites and stuff. But I think you could go, can I make this any bigger? Not really. We can go labels on the right hand side. Maybe let's get rid of prices. Don't need a background. All right, so you can see off of this low, 38.2. Notice that that's that rally peak and that rally and that trough. So you could probably do like a low to high trend line here, and even put the magnet on right there to there. That's probably significant resistance. And notice, there's our shoulder high. Interestingly enough, if David O is watching this, he would actually, if he was thinking about shorting this head and shoulders, he'd really like to see that this right shoulder is lower than that left shoulder. He'd also like to see that this head was on a bear divergence, and this push lower actually confirmed the divergence, which is exactly what we sort of teach at the school program. So, it makes me so happy to see that our veterans, they're the guys who actually, this is a terrible thing to say, the guys who actually do what we teach at religiously and don't make any mistakes, they are killer traders. Then there's Brian. So I try my best. And I tell everybody, I make mistakes just like everybody else. I don't build myself as bulletproof. No way. But anyway, so point of the matter here is, I think, if I was looking at this, I'd want to see that this market actually fails at the 38.2. Interestingly enough, though, look at reload zones. I wouldn't be surprised if we actually come back up, kiss the underside of this dotted line, and that reload short zone in there. But, I don't think anybody's going to actually trade this. Doesn't really matter. What I would just say is if this kind of action does develop in here, and then you start to see price slipping, then don't be surprised if this still has a good deal of correcting to do. And, this is a log scale. So this actually is really easy, but you're going to have to eyeball it. Because it's log scale, watch what happens if you and actually this is probably the value you're going to get out of tonight's video is more just Brian teaching you how to use these silly trading tools not to come up with half decent targets. Let's see if this works, because most of these charting sites, what happens is if I go and replicate this line, and what we really want to do is just replicate this range down below here. But because it's a log scale, the line is just going to go haywire. Oh, Jesus. Look at what happens. Isn't that funny? So, and I don't know. It's a failing with these charting sites. I'm sure there's probably a way to get around this. But anyway, what you have to do is you literally have to take your fingers and go up to the screen and then literally eyeball that right off of the screen and then manually draw the line. I mean, that's literally what I'm doing. Derek can probably see me. I probably look really foolish right now. Like, I don't know whether I've got my... it's there. So that's what you do. And so what this really tells me is if we go in head and shoulders out here, just watch for the consolidation. And really, it's just going to be predicated on, do the bears fall asleep? And can we get some bulls to step up? Danny, if you love this damn thing so much, why aren't you buying? What the hell? Why are the sellers dominating here? So we got to change that picture. If
he did buy a veritable crap ton today. I'm not sure if it was on Sushi Swap, but he bought millions worth.
Okay. Well, maybe he was the one who sucked up most of this selling.
It could have been. It could have been.
And what's interesting is why couldn't he have not closed that candle green on the day? That seems surprising. If he was able to literally suck up all that selling, why wouldn't he just go and tick that up green? Because if he had ticked that up green, that would have broken all of this topping pattern in the volume. So, well.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about that.
Yeah, well, but see, that's the irony.
Even knows about it.
See, that's the irony of it all. Is that, it's. See, how do you explain what it is that I do?
Maybe he has to tune the bots. The bots need to be tuned.
I don't think it's an accident that this did not close green on the day. That's the point. Right? It closed red, and it painted this red candle for a reason. So, I don't know. Maybe if we look at other exchanges, we might find that painted a green candle. Tough to say. What I would say is, we can see the trend in the buying pressure. You can see it coming off. You can see the trend in the selling pressure. I guess what's a little bothersome is maybe Danny even saw that himself. And he was kind of like, I'm going to go to war with these people. That's always dangerous, too. Hope it doesn't.
I mean, that is the type of person he seems to be.
Yeah. He gets very passionate, right?
Yep.
So, anyway, wish him luck. Good luck. Fucking. See, I can say that and not be in trouble. YouTube's not me. I'm just quoting. All right. Anyway, this is kind of a fun conversation. My apologies. We didn't have to go down this rabbit hole. I took us in. I'm not quite sure what it is to talk about, but what I will ask you, and maybe Nick, you know this, is these video game coins, they still seem to be going great guns, like straight up right now, eh?
Yeah. I would just think of it this way. Like, a lot of times, what's one thing that people are going to continue to do no matter what? They're going to keep playing video games. If you find a game that's a blockchain game that is enticing, that's fun, that is giving coins away to play the game, like those, I think, would be as close to a bear market proof coin as you could get, in my opinion. So it's not surprising. I asked
somebody the other day, and they said there's a fine line between how much of you'll put up with a shitty game and how much you're going to get paid to play the game. And
I think that's true. I think Axie is actually a good example of that. I don't think Axie Infinity is necessarily a fun game, but they pay people to play it, and it's
right.
The first
so there's an equation.
Game.
There's and it was interesting. We were talking about this, right? I think you can actually now start to, and Zuckerbergs and Bezoses and shit, they're doing this now. They're actually going to be able to actually put a monetary value on like literally every second of the zombie's life, which I find a little bit sad. But there actually will be a monetary unit sort of associated with that. So I did find it interesting because Andrew likes to play the online games, like a lot of people in this space are gamers. And I watched him when I first moved in with him. He's all gung-ho about this one game, but I noticed he wasn't playing it very much anymore. And I was like, well, what happened? And he goes, I got bored of it. So, there's got to be a fine line between, I get bored of it, I want to go on and do something else in life, and the amount of money that they sort of pay you to keep you hooked. You know what I mean?
Yep. And I will say probably like 90% of the gaming coins out there, at this point, they're kind of vaporware. There aren't a ton of actual like production ready games out there.
Yeah.
And any coin that says metaverse, there is no metaverse. Like Decentraland has a working metaverse that is, it looks like a PlayStation 1. So, but they're also like the best one, and it looks terrible to me. And so, no, it does. They've been out for 3 years, but it looks like graphics from the 90s. And so a true metaverse is going to take a decade plus to build.
Easily. Yeah.
And so everything right now, I'm a little nervous just because I think these things will, I mean, they have been going crazy. I think they could continue to go crazy, but I think they'll also, some of them will crash the hardest because some of them are just being kind of bid up just because of some of the other successes in the genre.
Totally. I agree. In fact, hopefully you'll actually be a pretty good person to be able to now appreciate the bubble inflating here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest with you, I still haven't figured out what the hell a value of a POS coin actually is. I can kind of wrap my head around POW, and we're a million miles away from cost of production for a lot of those. So, like if anything, the worry that I have is I do like this idea of the NFTs being licensing vehicles and quote unquote artists, music artists especially, if you can digitally sign your work to the blockchain and NFT it and actually build royalty streams through that fascinates me. Because I think you can't actually get around, what is the value of one of things. They're actually more like, each one of them can be valuable into itself with just a pure demand for the product. I'm not quite sure how. I have tried quite a bit. I've reached out, and this is what I kind of feel like this space is right now. Everybody's all gung-ho about NFT. Oh my God, NFT, awesome. Everybody can make tons of money. Somebody comes along and, it's like Crypto OG comes along and they'll do like an NFT of like a napkin or something and boom, it's $500,000. And it's like, how the fuck did that happen? I want to NFT these cool pieces of artwork that Mr. Mo did for us, TRI sort of logos, and use that as sort of a basis for our charity organization and our sort of Hawaiian, retreat. In fact, that reminds me, before I get off on too far of a tangent here, I can feel a major tangent coming in here. And so hang in here, boys. But I saw this today, and I don't know. Some of you know, some of you don't know me. But, I had a terrible tragedy in my life 10 years ago. And basically, since that time, I don't care about money. All I care about is trying to make a positive difference in this world, try to look after my son as best as I can, which really isn't that great, but I try my best. And, just try and make some sort of positive difference. And my sort of next ambition, my next life kind of dream is to create a physical campus where we can send people exactly like this. Because, the people that we work with in crypto, we've made a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money these people have made. This guy got fucked over by the system. And to the tune of literally 40 years of his life. Could we maybe kind of cheat the system here for him a little bit? Just take him under our wing for 6 months, a year or so. Fuck, I'll front him $500. But if he wants to, we'll just teach him how to trade and totally game the system. He can make all the money he ever wants. And at least he spends the rest of his life not bitter and resentful that the fucking system screwed him over. Maybe this is what was supposed to happen, is some crazy Beamish guy comes out of nowhere and just makes, teaches him how to trade. I don't know whether he wants to, but I just thought this is how I want to spend the rest of my life. Just sort of kind of trying to balance the karmic universe. So anyway, back to my story. And I've even said, if anybody knows how we can get a hold of this guy, I've taught lots of people for free before. The only problem with teaching somebody for free is that it's kind of dangerous. They don't value the information. But if we actually could get a hold of this guy and get him in the fold, I'll make damn sure he learns. So if anybody knows how to get a hold of him, I've said I'll do it pro bono. This is my way of making the universe a little bit righter. So that's my request to all of you guys out there in the Twitterverse. Let's see if we can just, do it. Try and, turn the universe around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Does that make sense what I'm saying? boys.
No, I think it makes good sense.
Yeah. So if anybody knows how do we get a hold of him, let's get him on the TRI. Let's wrap our arms around him and let's get him pointed in a good direction. Anyway, so what I'd love to do, and this is sort of my fun dream, and it's I'm getting a little sick of the this is a business, it's a for-profit business, and you got employees and all that kind of shit. I mean, I'll leave that. Julian loves the business. I think he's dreamed about running a business. He's even said this, like this is what he wants to do. So let's let Julian have fun running this business. And of course, Sjord, if you come on the website and you watch the daily briefs of late, we've had a pretty big leap forward with all the dashboards and stuff. So we're just in the home stretches of polishing that. I'm going to go into marketing mode to sell Sjord's dashboards. I think, they're just incredible. But what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to take a step back, like build this TRI out as a utility. And all you people, Derek, you're coming to the end of the education program, so how can we fit you into the model? Kiran, Daniele, Zach, and, you got to meet Ray today he's a killer options trader. Griminator, Sharktoshi, Sjord, Julian, Josh is doing an incredible job. David, of course, doing his marketing whiz. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, this is it's turned into this community, this robust sort of organism. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to go and create like this physical campus, and then literally people that have just been screwed over by this world. We just, I want to take some time and finally write this book, then go out on like speaking tours and actually just go and find guys like that guy and just send them. You off to Hawaii you go. You got a timeout from life on us. Anyway, so that's sort of my dream going forward. I'm not quite sure why I had to spill all that out, but obviously it was meant to be. So let's get back to the show and talking crypto here. Oh yeah, it was the whole NFT. Why the hell did I talk about that? All right. So why I was mentioning this was we had a gentleman who. So that's sort of my dream going. How am I going to show you this? I guess we can go your channel. Mr. Mo. He did all these wonderful artwork. I mean, really, really cool. Oh, darn. I didn't show the cover picture. I wanted to show you, and it's on the cover here. All of these are little funny Brian Beamish funny pictures that he put together. They're so funny. They're hilarious. And I kind of wanted to auction them off, right? To generate some money, some funds for this this Hawaiian retreat, try and help fund the not-for-profit organization. But it's weird. It's like I talked to a whole bunch of people, and it's like, yeah, that's a great idea, that's a great idea, that's a great idea, and then it sort of stalls. And I'm not quite sure how to take it the next step, and that's how I kind of feel NFTs. Like I sat and I listened to this conversation, it was about a month or two ago, with a whole bunch of artists, and they were all like, oh, NFT and licensing and NFT and oh, this is great, and oh, royalties and take out the middleman. But then that's where the conversation stopped. Like, I don't know how you take it that next step where you actually do auction these things off. So wow, that sure was long-winded. But anyway, that's kind of how I feel where NFTs are at right now. It's sort of like, it's a great idea, but how do we take it the next step? I don't know. Does that make sense, guys, what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of tools that are currently being built out to help people do that type of stuff. I know Immutable X is a new platform that's on, I'm not going to get into the tech, but it's a different type of layer 2 that it's on for Ethereum, and it's supposedly...
Immutable, sorry?
Yeah, with 2 M's and then put a -X at the end.
Like that?
Yeah, do that. That one.
All right.
And so it's it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum that's specific for NFT creation. And so there's zero gas, which that's one of the big things for Ethereum with NFTs right now is it can cost you $1,000 to pay the gas to mint an NFT if it's a popular NFT. This is just one of the platforms out there that's building to try to make NFTs more user friendly.
All right.
And so, I mean, I would liken this to like baseball cards in the early 1900s when they came out of Cracker Jack boxes and stuff. Like it was at the very infancy of what it was. It's not anything like it is today. It's just it's going to take a while to evolve and get to a point where it's actually usable for everyone, let's say, or the masses.
Okay, that's cool. So what you're just saying is be patient, it's coming.
Yeah, I mean it's coming. It might take a year or two, but
well, maybe that's what has to happen this next cycle is we go all orgy, all excited. Like I get the impression there's going to be some sort of crazy ass peak. I think it's coming like around the Super Bowl or something. I think I heard that Snoop Doggy Dogg is going to be like the music guy, and of course there's probably going to be some Doge reference and all that kind of stuff, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that stuff, may be here sooner than we think. And like I've been sort of one of my favorite blockchains is Hedera, and they're doing a lot over there with, with NFTs, and there's actually, different projects from Ethereum that are moving over because of costs and that type of thing. But I've been tuning into some of the, every once in a while, basically every day, there's like the Spaces on Twitter. And so there's been
man, I get blitzed by those all day long now.
Yeah, there's been one a lot going on recently, and they've been talking about literally this guy was, and I've been buying like little NFTs from folks that literally have had like art projects like in their garages and stuff like that, or like written down like this little interesting things that I find interesting. Not like I'm really not getting caught up in like the whole really high, I don't know, for what's going on now, like the high dollar stuff, really just things that interest me, right?
No, no doubt. So is Hedera like Luna?
So Hedera, I guess if we're talking layer 1, layer 2, it is a layer 1 blockchain or ledger. They're building out sort of they're trying to build out that whole ecosystem, but it's governed by a lot of big businesses, right? So it's not decentralized, right, necessarily yet. I mean, the goal is to make it decentralized. Right now, it's sort of in control by like a council is what they call it, right? So,
but it is a smart contract platform, correct? Like similar
they
to
can,
an Ethereum to.
Well, you can actually run. You can actually
run Hedera on this.
You can actually run smart contracts on Ethereum smart contracts on Hedera. So
okay, yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it supports those type of smart contracts. I mean, the big thing I see, the advantage of it, I see is right now is cost. I mean, because it costs a lot to do stuff on. And as far as NFTs go, like I was chatting with somebody, and they were saying that there's a couple platforms coming out. One's called Plural, and the other one's called there's a wallet. It's called Exacta Wallet. So in the wallet, apparently you can. There's
is
a process
it Hedera like this, or
please correct me? Hedera Hashgraph. Yep, that's what it's called.
That's it right there.
Yep. That's the main site. That probably would tell you a little bit more about about the project and the partners and all that type of stuff. But the NFT, I mean, NFTs across the board are pretty much starting to. I mean, as you know, there's like a hype around them, but for me, and as like interacting with these folks that have been actually building these things or creating their NFTs, that process is getting better from what they're telling me. Like one guy was saying, I literally didn't know how to do this the other day. I got in this Discord with one of these developers, one of the groups that were developing these products I'm telling you about. One's called Plural, the other one's called Exacta Wallet. They said literally they walked me through in 3 steps on how to create my own NFT. And now what they don't have yet is like a marketplace. So that's what I think Plural is working on, a marketplace, and Exacta, like I said, is like one of the main like wallets that you would store them in. So, and I guess I can only speak to that blockchain because, like I said, I pretty much kind of follow them. And,
like I think, like I don't even understand because I might be silly, but if I'm not mistaken, I think. what the heck is that? Something scan? Something, how does that go? I think somebody actually tried to put the NFTs up on something, but IO scan or IO, oh, what the hell's that?
Would it have been OpenSea?
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah,
Open.
I think is that still Ethereum based, or they have a cross chain thing going on yet? Do you know, Nick? Or
I don't know if they've moved away from Ethereum at all. I know they're still on Ethereum.
So
Okay.
is that up here? These up here?
So OpenSea would not have a token.
Right.
So it's a little different. Like NFTs aren't necessarily like your normal crypto token. So they're not going to be on pretty much all of the normal DEXs that you see. There's OpenSea is a platform that you can essentially place your NFT. You have like a wallet that you can put your NFTs in, and then
Oh
there's
yeah,
a
look at that.
marketplace
So
to
I'm
buy and
already
sell
on
them.
here. The rational investor. Hey, there we go.
Okay, there you go. You got 20 items up. What's up?
Yeah,
so-
well,
yeah,
so
so this
somebody
is where
did
your
this, but
stuff
I
is.
have no idea what it even means.
So essentially, let's say I wanted to buy one of these. It doesn't look like one's up for sale, or like with essentially a buy it now price. So I could go and make an offer on any one of these if I wanted, and then you or whoever runs this account would be notified of it, and you could accept it or decline it. If you accept it, you get the money or the crypto, and I get that NFT, and it's now in my wallet. You no longer possess it.
But how is that one that okay, that's cool. So in essence, this is up. They're all ready to go here,
Yeah.
right?
Look
Yeah,
like
this
you're,
is essentially an eBay for NFTs.
you're in the game and don't even know it.
Yeah. I don't know much, guys. All I know M's and W's. That's the only thing I know. All right. Well, anyway, as we said, as time goes by, hopefully we'll educate Brian a little bit more how all this works. And as I said, like to help that guy, what I would love is to be able to like auction these off to create like a fund, and put that in the fund, and then pay for education at TRI out of that fund for guys like that with those kind of funds. That's what I like. And I know Sjord, I think if I'm not mistaken, Luna even has like a charity coin or something. I'm not quite sure how all that stuff works, but I would want it to sort of all cycle through all that. So anyway, that's sort of what I'm kind of hoping for. So I'm trying, and I'm asking people to try and help, but man, I'm dumb as so thick on this stuff. Anyway, that's cool. That actually, I'm glad we got around to talking about this too. So that's kind of cool. All right. I did. It was kind of long-winded and not really too much help tonight, guys. My apologies. I was kind of off focus. So a couple people on the site did ask if I would look at a couple things in particular, and then maybe we'll just go through the YouTube chat, and if there's any specific questions, we can try and speak to those.
Yeah, no, the one in the lounge was for Casper, CSPR.
All right. And where's the best place? Like, the one thing I did like about, where the hell did it go? Maybe it was over here. One thing I really did like about this is, like how you can get all these charts, but where would you suggest I look at this CSPR? Would it be better to do it on this kind of place, or would it be better to do it on TradingView?
So it looks like this thing might only be on a few centralized exchanges, so I don't think that site's going to work. So I think TradingView might be your only option.
All right, CS.
PR.
What was it? PR?
Yeah.
PR. You know what is so cool? I don't know whether you guys saw this, but like now we're getting buy signals on like say USDT, USDB, USDC. It's so funny to BNB. So you get a buy, like I don't know what it was we had a buy signal on today, but it came in across all of these things. It was so cool to see Seward's system pick that up. That was cool. So Huobi, geez, I don't even know. Are people still using Huobi? Yeah. OKEX. That's OKCoin's forwards exchange. Why they actually started listing coins, I have no idea. Ascendex.
I don't know where I'd look. I'd probably just look at Huobi or Sendex, but I don't know.
Well, I guess yes, yeah. That's what I was afraid of. When you go to Hobby, they almost always look like that. I mean, try and figure out where bottoms are. I mean, this is all you can really do is kind of just say, where did W's come in? So hopefully you can see that that's basically your floor. That's your Benkoff check. Benkoff is, of course, MIA today. Benkoff check with inside bar within an inside bar. Pretty powerful signal right off that level. Interesting too. Try and just see as much data as possible, I guess, from that candle there. Actually, this is, you often hear me say, actually they opened this thing up here. Went screaming up, and all they did was they just brought the market right back down exactly to where it opened. So, ironically enough, all that is that's exactly where the bottom is, right there. There's your Benkoff check, working its way higher. Suppose this will be a big signal here if we can get up through there. For now, probably just range bound. Off of that range right there. $38.2 to 50%. This is like you guys have. Geez, that Colin guy, he's done so well for himself. I'm so proud of him, Mr. Moneybags himself. 50%. Colin's dump chaser zone. I'll tell you, I think he coined the expression to try and help all the guys who wanted to FOMO and buy up markets. So it was the pump chaser zone, but it works probably. I think it works even better on the downside. And this is a bear market. Don't FOMO chase the short down here. Hunt the dump chaser zone. 38.2 to 50%. And what a surprise, it stalled out right in there. Boof, back down you go. So for the time being, we have a sort of a panic low with a nice triple bottom. That's kind of sexy. If anything, level oneers, I always teach them that markets in transition usually want to look like triangles. So there's a pretty good example of that. Yeah. So that if you were like, what does the ideal bottom look like? It looks like this. And this is, we call this a reload zone within a reload zone. That's how you create one of these triangles. Think of it as there's the first reload zone right down in there. And then there's the second reload zone right down in there. And I always say to people, if you ever can find these overlapping reload zones, oh my God, they're so sexy. They're just like the best trade location. If you're going to take a risk in the marketplace, right in this overlapping zone, that's the, excuse my French, ladies, that's the shit right there. Take a screenshot of that. You're here to learn how to trade. You're like that Beamish guy. He's always fucking shilling me. He always wants to steal my money. He's never teaching me anything for free. Well, there you go. Can't call me that anymore. How many of you will actually learn this and apply this concept? Who knows? I will say, if you need some help with all of this and you need guidance and you need structure in your education, we've got a new term starting January 1st. Sign up quick. Hey, you could even PM Julian and might even give you a Black Friday deal if you get in touch with him by tomorrow. There you go. But I don't shill, do I? Hopefully that's a happy medium. There's a balance somewhere in there. All right, so there's your bottom. There's your Wyckoff check, Benkoff check. You could even argue there's a nice little triangle right in there as well. You've got actually another cute bottom. This is a tough one though, because you can see how big it is. There's the top, there's the bottom, and actually there's even a little triangle even inside here. I mean, it's a nice looking chart. We're pointing up. If anything right now, just especially off of this range right here, what we're asking right now is, do we want to be above value? And if we do, if we accept above value, that's a very, very bullish sign. So actually, kind of something fun to do is you can sort of watch. Let's see how let's see how, and actually this is probably a good one because there's sort of the entire trading range, right? We would expect normally that up into this area is actually where we're going to run into a lot of resistance. It's up against the old high. This is where somebody stopped the previous bull, blah, 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 right? So what I would say is, if you want to sort of, who's driving the bus here is we'll start our replay from, say, down here. And let's just see how the profile evolves. Why don't we go from, say, here? All right, so... yeah, I guess that was that high. All right, so it's an absolute train wreck. You can see actually we're at the interesting. This is actually the POC based on this action. So let's just see how the profile evolves. Interesting how we went below value now. Not much action here. Koga always says you want to buy below value. All right, we broke out. Now you see we jumped up to the top of value. So now what we want to see is does value evolve here and does it get pulled higher? Let's see if we can go a little bit slower. All right, so there's that range. All right, so there's the top of value, the top of that wick up there. You can see where the POC is right now. So what we should do is sort of oscillate around the POC. There's the top of value. That should be resistance. There's support. And what we really want to see is we want to see value dragged higher. I see value actually coming down. So that's a little bit bothersome. Well, maybe that's because it was coming off the screen. Yeah, this isn't going to work this isn't working as well as I thought it was. Problem is that the screen's not static here. It keeps changing, so the profile changes. But what I want, you can do this as an exercise to sort of watch how the profile evolves here. If you see value is being pulled higher and the POC is being pulled higher, we remember said we were flirting with the top of value there a little while ago, and we were asking whether we really wanted to accept above value. So let's watch and see how it evolves. We're going to lose these highs here pretty soon, though. I don't like that. Yeah, darn. Maybe we can go. All right, maybe that'll work a little better. Where'd the profile go? Darn. This isn't working. Oh, well. This is what happens when you try and ad-lib teaching. It never works. Somebody tried to do this. I think Zach tried to, no, who was it? It was Ray tried to ad-lib an options thing today in class. And it was just like, nope, it's just not going to work. So, anyway. Now, I can't even get the profile to show you. What the hell's going on here? Trading view? Profile's disappeared. Darn. All right, well, anyway, what I wanted to show, and I mean, it's just been interesting. We'll end this now. You saw how the profile value is here. Let's just go back to today, and let's see if the profile was moved higher. All right, so can you see how... All right, yeah, okay, so it was. So you see there's that top, and the profile was thick down here, and you can see value highs being pulled up higher here now. I don't know whether that's really that good of an illustration or not. Sure was fun to watch Brian flounder there for a second, though, eh?
Always.
What can we say about this? This is interesting. I actually think that there's a... a head and shoulders actually working something. Can't tell where it is though. Kind of want to go here to here to here to here. Somewhere in that area. I don't think I want to go all the way up there, but I don't know. So something like that. It kind of, I mean, it looks like, and the interesting thing is the left shoulder does look like it's higher than this right shoulder. I'm not quite sure how I'd draw that. I don't know whether I'm drawing that right or not. It's something along those lines. So it'd be interesting to see if we have a bull div here on this move here. Let's see. No momentum divergence. So no, I don't think that's true. All right. Well, anyway, you asked me to look at this. That's what I'm doing. So, and actually, this would be a really interesting application of the Feigenbaum constant. So theoretically, as this market is Wing out here, you should get a pretty good idea of upside objectives. So we already know, of course, Collins' dump chaser zone. But I think that you could take our fib tool. First, I'm going to do this side. There to there. I always like to use the right-hand side of the W. It just, to me, it feels like it's the most expressive range battle. Then I'm going to apply my Feigenbaum constants. And 4.669. 877, interesting. That's right up in the middle of that reload zone up top there. Let's put on the magnet so we can get maybe a little crisper levels. Boom, boom, and boom, boom. Interesting how 38.2 lines up with 4669 nicely there. But I do like this one as well because that is a valid market structure. So let's do that one as well. So there to there. All right, so I like this. Looks like that's the low. 2.618 right in basically. So, I often tell people, and I think this is going to be my word of the second half of 2021. Let's see if you guys can think about what word it is. If I do something like this. What word do you think I'm thinking? See, let's see if people on YouTube can think about what word I'm thinking there. Be interesting trivia. It seems to be, I like it because keep in mind I'm super, super jazzed about the idea of you having many, many reasons to justify acting in the marketplace. Happy U.S. Thanksgiving to all the Americans, by the way. Any idea what word I'm thinking about over there on YouTube, all you YouTubers? Let's see. You guys can write it in here. Let's see if you guys are thinking the same word I'm thinking. And that's the thing, even with people that I've been... Thank you. Nice, Todd. Well said. You even beat the boys in here. Shark Toshi.
You said YouTube.
Huh?
You said on YouTube.
Oh, is that your Todd?
Oh, no. I thought you meant he beat us, me and Derek.
Well, I even said you guys could write it in here if you wanted to.
Oh,
so
I
Derek
missed that.
wrote
it. That's funny. I wrote it 3 places.
It's all good. Anyway, I was looking for the word confluence. So you notice you got 4.669, you got 38.2, you got Colin Pump Chaser Zone. You've actually got a previous 8 and 9 on the DeMarc there, so you can see this is clearly an important pivot for the market. Look left. We did that on the site recently. Where is the most resistance point? Well, we got that there and that there. So not a big surprise we're going to run into traffic. Confluence. I'm really big on that word lately. So anyway, not a big surprise. We're sort of stuck in this trading. I think, though, we can do a foggy buggy off of this now. So that might give us some interesting levels. So we can go there to there. An interesting 2.618 is going to basically take us right up into that wick. So that seems logical to me. You know, what do we call these people? Whoever asked this question, let's see if you guys know this. What do we call these poor souls who are, you know, basically they bought this FOMO move and they got filled. For some reason, they literally, when the price was sitting like right up here, they're like, you know, this is a good place to buy. I think I'll buy right there. What do we say they are? And they still are. So who asked this on the site? I hope you're here watching this. Jeez, we spent about a half an hour on this, man. Talk about gold-plated service. Who asked about this? Somebody asked about this.
They were in chat at the very beginning. It was
Walker, Texas Ranger. Isn't that a popular American icon? Walker, Texas Ranger.
It was Chuck Norris.
Yeah, it's all right. Anyway, what I was looking for is they're sleeping on the couch. Yeah, thank you, Josh. Sleeping on the couch. Sleeping on the couch in your brother's basement, too. Oh, no, that's horrible.
Hey, my wife's here, too.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so the point of the matter here is they would love nothing more than to get released, get off the damn couch. So it shouldn't surprise us that, oh, wow, what a surprise mathematically. We can see there's going to be some resistance up here. It's very normal. And I think this is really cool. Again, thinking confluence. I really like, you often hear me say, candle body highs for trade location. And son of a gun, can you see how there's a whole bunch of guys sleeping on the couch up here too? There's couches all over the place here, man. So, you know, these are the, you know, that Crypto Cobain guy. I think I saw today he's got like 500,000 followers on Twitter and shit. You know, so it's all the people that you know, I would say Kobe's pretty smart, so if anything, they want to get off him. But there's a lot of people that just follow and blindly buy, and often they buy late. And this might be a good example of those kind of people. No specific reference to Crypto Cobain, but anyway, just typical reference of there are a lot of people that are just followers, and they don't even really. Half the time, I don't even think they really I don't even understand half of the technology behind these names that I buy. I just buy them because they got a cool name, you know. And a W, hopefully. Anyway, point of the matter here is couch surfers. Interesting how couch surfer levels line up almost perfectly with Feigenbaum constants. Now that is freaky, because then you have to ask yourself, which came first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Is this market going to stop because of the couch surfers? Is this market going to stop because of mathematics? Is it the mathematics caused by the couch surfers? And how do they know ahead of time? Because keep in mind, they're building up this level ahead of time down here. That's how this level is being determined, is the price action down here. Isn't that freaky? It's stunning how this shit works. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking to myself here. One of these days I'll probably put a module on this together. Anyway, so really good analogy of both Feigenbaum constants and couch surfers and trading ranges. I think there's a high confluence in that being a level, and of course I'm a big fan of 78.6. So 78.6 candle body highs for trade location, Feigenbaum constants makes perfect sense. And then on this one, same thing, wicks. This is a 50% rule. WD GAN 2.618, same thing. You know, it's so freaking cool, but I won't do it tonight because I just keep going on and babbling about nothing here. But to actually figure out the math behind 2.618, 4.669, 8.77. Did you guys ever watch the video on the site by Bobo and Raf, how they break this down using the fibs?
Yeah, I watched. I watched most of it the other day. So I
Super cool. So if anything, that's a teaser. You want to know what the hell we're talking about? Come on the site. Google, or I guess search on the site once you get on Raf and Bobo and have some fun. There's actually, believe it or not, there's actually a very specific logic as to these numbers. So it's super cool. Anyway, so you got those levels sticking out. The interesting thing is you could argue that, remember I said triangles are just built up energy. That's really what these are. So you can make the argument there's a big one here. If this breaks out through the top here, that's going to release that energy. So where the hell does that take us? Do you want to guess? What do you think 2.618 is? You get the impression that maybe it's somewhere right up in this area up here. What do you think the odds are? I'd say probably pretty good, eh? No?
No,
it feels about right.
Look at that, eh? Damn. I mean, this is so freaky because what this all means is everything, like all of these levels are all being predetermined by everybody sitting there going buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Everything's all being predetermined. And it's remarkable. I don't know. I mean, this is, I guess, you seeing the matrix. Actually seeing the code coming down the walls and you actually understanding the code. That's what that says to me. Oh, by the way, look at all these sons of bitches stuck on this couch. Look at this. This is a big couch, too. Look at that. It's a pointy one. Ouch. I think that couch is made out of a porcupine prickle. That hurts. Somebody came in here and bought the crap out of that, and they are stuck. So isn't that incredible how literally all of the targets that we have here are all technically mathematically determinable, and yet all they are is just these poor suckers getting let off the couches. That's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Sorry. Yeah, and that's the irony of it all. A, B, C, T, O, Z. These could very easily, especially a guy like, it's funny that I mentioned Kobe. Because Kobe's got deep enough pockets. He could very easily build maybe a half a dozen servers and stuff like that. All around the world and basically paint this picture exactly the way he wants it and even make sure that all of these levels align so that this literally becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. I actually totally agree with you there. I don't know whether the crypto kids are that diabolical. The guys who took over the Poloniex website, the Goldman Sachs guys, those guys are definitely diabolical enough to do shit like that. Definitely. Who? See, this is the way that I look at crypto, and I hope you're not insulted by this. But I think to a certain degree, most of crypto is like this. They want to be that diabolical. They want to be powerful enough to pull off that kind of shit. But they're not really that smart. That's the way that I look at most of crypto. It's interesting how guys like Goldman Sachs did come in and take over Poloniex, and then they gutted the system. They basically took all of the pieces and the parts and just figured out how all the mechanics worked, and then quietly, slowly left. And then, they still have a controlling interest there. But now they sold it off to a third party, and now they're at an arm's length publicly. But I would definitely say that, guys from Goldman could do that. Having said that, it's not a bad-looking asset. That's exactly what you want to see. I think I told you before, half of my job, if I have any job at all, where's the best place to show you this? I hate to say it's probably here, but half of my job is just to try and the best place to show you this is well, it's not this one, but it's similar. Remember the DeFi perp? Right, half of my job is to just try and get you guys not to come in and buy this. And it's difficult, I'll tell you. This is damn difficult to slow people down. Because when you get into this kind of environment, it's like the guys who did buy here, right? They're all out driving fucking Lambos, and they got like, 4 or 5 chicks on their faces. And everybody's looking at him going, I want to be that guy, I want to be that guy. But, he bought here and he sold up here and now he's got his Lambo. To expect that it's going to do this again is actually pretty foolhardy, and that's usually what ends up happening. So, like I said, half of my job is just, and hopefully every single person who watches my videos now knows that if the chart looks like that, you really got no business touching it. You got to wait for the cleanup, reload zones. If it was so great here, why not throw yourself on a dollar cost averaging plan down here, right? It's boring and it's slow and it's tedious. A really good analogy of what it is I'm trying to buy one of Danny's ideas. Danny publicly came out when one of his broadcasts, and he's like, yeah, I really like this. Somebody asked him what's a network that he thought would do better, that would do well, and he mentioned this Cello. And I've had my buy orders working from the day he did that damn broadcast, and this sons of bitches over at Tricks, they just will not give me a fill. Fuckers. Excuse my French. But you know who you are. These guys, they love to play with me. It's hilarious watching them screw with me on Tricks. I think I'm like, there's about maybe a half a dozen people still left to have accounts on Trex now. I'm like one of the only few people left. Anyway. So I threw my buy orders in, and I just got to be patient. It's the game that I play. It's how I play it. It's what I do. So anyway, wish me luck. Hopefully I can buy it. But and ironically enough, look at that chart. I mean, you see the W's, you see the reload zones, you see value. I mean, everything that makes sense. Again, what I have to do is I have to prevent people to come in and just say, oh, you know what, screw it, buy here, you'll make tons of money, and then they come back and see this a week or two later, and they want to call their lawyer. So, just got to be patient. It sucks. But anyway, that's a trader's life. No, what the hell? Oh, yeah, I was talking about that shitcoin index. So, same sort of thing. Just got to try and avoid this. So, looking at your idea, which one they asked me. Okay, so, I bet you this person who asked didn't expect I was going to go on for like an hour talking about their coin. What happened to the chart? I thought I had it up here. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, here it is. So, CSPR. I can't really comment on the fundamentals, right? So, you crypto people, you're obviously way smarter at fundamentals than I am. Technically, does this look like an attractive name? Yeah, technically it doesn't look bad. I don't think you're chasing. On a longer term basis, it's starting to get enough data that we actually have a bit of, especially the volume. Whenever you kind of see W's and OBV, that's usually a good sign. So, like we were talking volume impetus earlier. What was the name that we were looking at earlier where it was like rising, right? It was that time, right? This is different. You can see, yeah, the buyers backed away, but look how the buyers are perking up here again. That's what you want to see. Where are those time guys doing that? Maybe it looks different on the daily. I don't know. Well, it's still pretty active. So up, slightly lower. The bears are active here as well. They're slightly lower. So there's still some back and forth. Everybody's still wide awake. And, OBV study itself, the bulls are still in charge here. Can you buy and pay that price there today? Yeah. I mean, I don't mind this level here. This is actually like what they call a cup and handle. So there, and then there. So you can see the breakout there. This theoretically, the cup and handle pattern, the target should be the distance from the bottom of the cup up to the lip. And then clone that up into there. So based on this breakout, looks like we want to go up into that candle body high. What a surprise. Rather cliche, really. Yeah. So once we get to that level, and actually I might even argue that came pretty darn close up into there. If you actually had signs of divergence, bear divergence on this push here, then that to me says probably we're done here. So let's see. We got bear divergence on the bullish volume bars. You can see the bullish volume bars are lower. That's not good. MACD, nothing really to get too worried about. RSI did make a lower high, so that's a little concerning. Willie, this was what, 1430. This is 1465. So yeah, that's a slightly lower high. So potential divergences forming here. And really, like we said, a cup and handle pattern objective area. Could we swim around up in this area? Sure. I think as I started the conversation what I think's happening here right now is we've pushed up above value. And I think we see it. Correct me if I'm mistaken, Derek. I can see you there watching. Didn't value get pulled up here?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it did. I think, I kind of fucked up that demonstration, but I think value got pulled up here, which should be a bullish sign. I mean, ideally what you'd love to see here is, can I have a nice little, consolidation here, clean up any overboughtness, right? Just, clean up all the oscillators, and then let's pop up through the top, and away we go. So not really the best place to step up and pull the trigger on the buy side today there. And probably if this is a div and divs start to play out, then we probably got to start thinking reload zones back down. And you can kind of see, do we accept above value, 3 higher lows, maybe bought this thing, et cetera, et cetera. What I'm thinking here is if we can't accept above value and we actually accept back into value, then 80% of the time, where should we go, Derek?
Down to the bottom of value.
Yeah, right down here. So what do you think the odds are that if we draw a reload zone of this range, it's probably right down here against these lows? So probably pretty good, eh?
Yeah.
So, boom. Surprise, surprise. So, Brian, he loves 78.6 candle body lows for trade location. Also, candle body lows for trade location, 61.8 bottom of value. And, historically, you can kind of see how there's a hole on the profile. I'd put a big heart here, and I would type, what would I type? Nick, do you know what I would type?
Muak?
Yeah, very good. M-U-A-K, which means... Anybody know how to speak Latin or slang Spanish?
Kiss.
Yeah, very good. I mean, it's pretty intuitive, right? So you can kind of see if we crap out here and we can't accept above value, I think the odds are we got to come right back down into reload zones. And then also, too, what this really means is if, like, the inertia of whatever this push is over, well, surprise, surprise, probably, well, maybe we won't go like that, right? We'll just go, there's nice, simple trend line support. What a surprise. So, if I wanted to buy, if I wanted to add to a position, I mean, the cool part about it is you could have bought, like, down here. That's 8. So, yeah, half of the reason why this probably stalled out here is because, oh, what a surprise. This is the inside bar level. That's about 8 to 9. So what's logically going to happen at, like, what, 16 to 18? I mean, think like traders here, guys. If the bottom's at 8 to 9, what's logically going to happen at 16 to 18? Really? Does that not make sense what I'm not asking?
You can get some selling coming in, right?
Yeah, sell half on a double.
Yeah.
Get that risk-free trade that Beamish nut job's always going on about. Trust me, people. Maybe you think that I make this stuff up, but I learned this stuff from other professionals that taught me years ago. This is just the way the game is played. When your asset doubles, You sell half to create the risk-free trade. That's just what pros do. Once you've got that double, what you do after that doesn't matter. And I used to Derek will tell you. I used to say when I was selling options, I used to say, hey, you could take the option and you could tear it up and throw it in the garbage. And my sales manager would just freak out when he heard me say that. No, don't say you're going to tear it up. Don't say throw it in the garbage. What are you, nuts? But point here is, and like we pointed out, I mean, the cool part about it, this isn't rocket science. What a surprise. Do you see how this bottom right here came in right at our goddamn reload zone? 61.8 to 78.6. Off of the original market structure. So literally, we're actually saying we're probably just asking for the exact same trade to happen here. Which happens all the time. So this buy down in here is actually very cliche. Trade location. What do you think the odds are if we pulled up our momentum indicators, we'd get momentum divergence on this push down here? I'd probably say pretty good. No momentum divergence. Haha, Brian, you stand foolishly corrected. So, no momentum div there. Yeah, it would have been nice if we'd seen that. But you got pretty good location. You got, actually, you know what this is? This is, let's see. You know what? I think I can show you this. Let's see if I can do this. Where was that? How am I going to do this? I got to do this quickly. How are we doing on time? Are you guys enjoying the rant tonight?
It's good. We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you got to hop, don't you?
Well, I do. I mean, you guys can keep going if you want to, but usually we stop after 2 hours.
I think it's a shark. Darn. Now, how on earth does that come up? Oh, I guess that was a potential shark. Darn. What was it? Oh, well, actually, we probably have it on the website. It's always a good idea. Wouldn't it be cool to build this website and have like a library and just put like all the setups and stuff right in one place? That would be really smart, wouldn't it? Hey, look at what we got here. Here it is, right? This one. Can you see the similarity? W, big spike, slam down, 78.6 against original market structure bottom. Woohoo! And actually, look how old this is. Blitz. I think probably fucking Trex delisted Blitz 4 years ago. So, I know if you can learn this setup, the point is this always happens. It constantly happens. And I mean, you guys are here to learn how to trade and make money from trading, right? That's the shit, right? Remember, that Beamish guy, he's always shilling me. God damn, all he wants is my money. He never teaches me anything for free. Fuck you. There you go. That one goes out to Mom. Mom, love you. What's such a terrible potty mouth, Beamish? Jeez, terrible. Okay, so, do you see, was it here? Yeah, do you see the similarities? I mean, it's almost identical. Market structure bottom, big rally, slam down, 78.6 against original market structure, away you go. It's identical. It's the same setup. I don't know, I can't see Nick's face. But Derek, can you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It's 100%. Identical. So anyway, point of the matter here, this is a time-tested setup. It works really well. Learn it, live it, love it. Can you come in and buy there? Not really. If this was trend continuation and I wanted to, I mean, you can do whatever you want with your money. Because that's a new high, I'd like to see at least 38.2 to 66 or 33 to 66% correction. Sort of just clean up the overboughtness of the market. So that's I guess I can just do it here. 66. So there's 33. We haven't even done that yet. So what I'd want to see if this was trend continuation, I'd want to see 1, then 2, then 3, and then of course I can start drawing bots and then looking for trend continuation up top. A really good example of that is a stock actually that I bought today. I mean, the interesting thing about trend continuation is sometimes it has you taking trades at really awkward places. Let's see, where can I show you this? Well, anyway, I guess we'll go over. Yeah, I'm going to do here. So that's, I bought a copper stock that you can see. This is a situation where, I mean, like, talk about a bull market, eh? Holy for holies. How the hell do you justify stepping in on that thing? But if I have one low, two lows, three lows, four lows, five lows, well, yeah, hopefully you can see this is starting to form like a big W up here. So I can justify coming in, and I'll take that risk, right? And what this means is, of course, if this thing works, I want to get paid. I'm probably going to want to ring the register way up there. So that's what it's got to look like for me to come in and buy a trend continuation. So if anything, I think that's a good example there for you. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Okay. This guy got a full meal deal here today, eh?
Yeah, it's like good 50 minutes of analysis on
there
that
you
one.
go. I had no idea if anybody learned anything through any of that.
I mean, you went through a lot of concepts and various setups and profit-taking opportunities with chaos levels. And
oh, good. Did you find that enjoyable?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Puts together a lot of stuff that we learned in levels 1 and 2.
Cool. That's always a bonus. How about you, Derek?
Plus some chaos.
Having fun?
Yeah, I'm good. I like it. Yeah.
Excellent. Oh, that's good. So,
Good stuff.
regardless of whether you enjoyed that, Mr. Walker, the boys enjoyed it, so I'm going to assume that you enjoyed it too. All right. With about 8 minutes to go, shall we make our big predictions of what the hell's going to happen next in the world?
Let's do it.
All right. Mr. Derek, you're the only guy who knows what the hell's going on here. So what's the score, sir? Where are we going next?
I'm going neutral this week.
Neutral, huh? All right.
We're probably going to bang around the zone for a little while.
All right. Ben, if you're watching later on, feel free to update that as we go. Now, of course, Nick, he kind of is gaming us here a little bit. But with that said, what do you think? What's the call here, sir?
It's got to be another -1.
Now, I want to know when you go -2.
That'll be when it goes back up in earnest.
All right. So Nick's calling -1, which means that he is bullish of altcoins. I think that's how it works. And what the hell am I gonna say? It's weird. I looked at the chart last week, and I kind of went, what the fuck is that? Chinese downhill? No, that's not what I said. All right, so, I suppose not going to... Actually, I cleaned this chart up quite a bit, so hopefully it's a little easier to understand. Interesting, here's another call and pump chaser zone. This is a pump chaser zone. So not a dump chaser zone. This actually is a buying window here. So that's kind of interesting. I was actually pretty pleased with how this trend line study was treating me of late. Kind of like the lines that I've drawn here. But anyway, I'm not exactly entirely positive that I've got the downtrend lines correctly, but I do like these uptrend lines. So anyway, Collins pump chaser zone. We came into tails, so I guess not a big surprise. We found a bit of support. Did make a new recent low, and I guess we did the last week's show on the 17th. So that was right, I guess, there, eh? And it was weird. I guess I was sort of thinking that we were going to dip down but then oscillate back up. And we did actually oscillate back up, but then we had another puke out lower here. So, with that said, I don't know. Can you explain away why you were wrong? Doesn't matter. Was wrong. We're making lower highs and lower lows here. If anything, though, this is a good sign for now, because this is high, lower high, lower high, and yet this is a lower low, but it's at an angle. Did you guys see how Luna did this, but did a rising wedge and got smoked this past week? So, example of this is a falling wedge. So actually, technically, this is bullish. If we come down and tag this once more, then 1, 2, 3, we're ready to go. I think. To see a bearish one, and I don't know whether I was showing it publicly or not. But it's a pretty good example. I don't know whether I still have it on the screen or not, though. Yeah, there it is. So you can see these dotted lines. This was a rising wedge. That's a bearish pattern, and you can see it's playing itself out now, finally. So anyway, we're not here to talk Luna. We're here to talk corn. What was that changed? Anyway, where do I think this thing's going to be next Wednesday? So
98,000.
It's interesting is we have an EVU coming up here. That's on the 6th. And also, too, if I'm not mistaken, I think Ethereum also has a big fundamental event coming up in early December as well. So I actually got the impression that, here was previous EVUs. We had one here, and then, I missed it. I think there was one right in the middle here. I mean, I wouldn't assume that there's going to be a huge rally here. The only problem is 7 days is so far away. This was the 17th day. I have to try and... I should be a little bit better at this forecasting stuff. Taking a little too laissez-faire. So, 7. Okay, so... Alright, so we are talking about what is price going to be over here on that date there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to vote for slightly up. I think we hold this midpoint trend line here. And I don't know whether we can get through this downtrend line, though. That'll be interesting. I think we're probably going to go like that, and then, we'll have our meeting and we'll look something like that. So I'm going to vote for just slightly higher. Guess that's a +1, eh? Am I the only one who's given... I don't know. Derek, what did you say? Oh, you said you were neutral, eh?
Yeah, I said I'm neutral.
Yep. Isn't that interesting? So we're all different again.
Don't worry, I'm sure Ben would have been a 2.
What happened to the spread page? Ben. Oh, look at that. I lost it. I must have closed it. I don't know what the hell I just did with it. Darn. Oh, here it is.
Right there.
Yay. Brian, knucklehead. Okay, so I'm going to go +1. I actually think we're going to be a little bit higher here. So +1. All right, so yeah, we're all different. So Ben, you got to give either a... Now you have no choice, either +2 or -2. No pressure. All right. I don't know. That was a pretty good show tonight. Did you guys enjoy that?
I had a good time. Yep.
Oh, good. If anybody's interested, of course, TRI does a 30-day trial, so feel free to pop on the site. And what's super cool is we are like 99% of the way to getting the dashboard basically userable, if you will. Some really cool user information that I think it's valuable. I'm going to be spending a lot of time basically promoting this, for lack of a better term. Signaling systems are up and running. Looking pretty darn good. I mean, we're going to be finessing this over time. Whether it be big U.S. stocks, I happen to have this set up for U.S. stocks, Canadian stocks, of course, because I'm Canadian, and also crypto. So we have screeners going on various different sectors. We have weekly screeners, daily screeners. So super, super stoked about this going forward. And as I said there a moment ago, we have a 30-day trial. So come on over. What I really like is we have a daily video that seems to run about an hour, 2 hours. I mean, this is the great part about what I do. We're now finally back in the growth cycle. I mean, keep in mind, for basically the past 15, 20 years, most of us people in the risk-taking business have not actually been participating in the market, which I know sounds kind of funny. But we're finally in a growth market. So I want to show you an example of what kind of damage we can do in a growth market. So this is a company that just recently got into the blockchain space. Of course, we're all long from 8 cents a share. How do you think we're feeling at TRI? This is the kind of environment that we're heading into, folks. It's going to be like this for the next 15 years. If you could teach yourself how to play this game, that's why I said that gentleman that got fucking incarcerated for 40 years of his life and totally screwed over by the man. Let's go grab him, train him up, and all of you take the next couple years, get your shit together, learn how to do this. The stuff that we teach works. We make very, very wealthy people. Let's do it for him. Let's do it for all of you. And then you can go out and affect the positive change in the world that I know all of you that watch me regularly want to do as well. So just, get your shit together and get ready. And if you really want to make positive change in the world, let's go rock this thing. Because now, actually, most of the tools that we need are in place. We're back in a growth environment where we can make a lot of money speculating in the market. And we have this fabulous community. I mean, just a fabulous community. So, I mean, it's not really much of a shill. I don't even think we have a Black Friday event. But my advice to you is if you are interested, if what I've said to you has moved you so much that you're like, fuck it, let's do this now, then, PM me or DM me on Twitter or whatever you have to do. And I'll poke Julian and we'll try and figure out some sort of deal that makes you happy. Let's just get you educated, up to speed, and, just get you to the point where January 1 comes. At least you're ready to rock this thing. So, anyway, there you go. All right, everybody. Actually, why don't we give a nice goodbye to our buddy up there in the basement of Minnesota. Nick, stay warm. And of course, we want lots of pictures from the Airbnb. Hopefully it's a pretty nice place that you're picking out.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay. All right. So have yourself a good night. And Derek, you're going to be heading off, spending the weekend with the family upstate, or is it downstate?
It's about 20 miles away. Not too far.
Sideways state.
It's south. It's south, though.
Okay. So downstate. All right. There you go. All right. Can't wait to talk to all of you again. Of course, we got Baby Powder Report tomorrow, so look forward to a fun episode with Julian tomorrow morning. PMA for the win. All the best. And I guess the only thing left to say is I guess I haven't taken us out in a while. So the only thing left to say is bye for now.